Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Welcome into another edition of the Morning Edge DeadPresPicks, joined by my man Krabs Bets. Krabs, lots to get into today. Not our night yesterday for
Nope.
this show. Let's get right to it. That's the thing. You know what? We went red. We'll go green tonight. We're not a little scared of some red. There it is. Magic Pels, not a good game. Did not watch this. Did not watch 1 second of it. Following it on the ESPN app, and every time I looked, Pels were getting close. They would cut it to 5, they cut it to 2, they tie it up. Nothing. I think the Magic led the whole game. So tough one there, tough one in that game. Sometimes it happens in the NBA.
Yeah,
But
I mean, OK State didn't even come out of the locker room, so at least you had a chance. OK
yeah,
State was maybe one of the worst shooting performances I've ever seen. So no excuses, not complaining. Losers happen, guys. We move on and we advance to today. All right. Best part about betting, we get a new day today.
that is true. That is true. A new day today. Big slate too, Krabs. So what we're going to do for this show today, if you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome. A lot of our regulars are here as well, but we're going to go segment by segment. Today, though, we're going to do a couple of the smaller conferences, right, that are starting up their conference tournament. So a Sun tipped off yesterday. Shout out to Queens for getting it done. They did get it done. Bellarmine also got a win. We'll dive in a little bit to that, but we got some new conferences tipping off. Sunbelt today, Krabs, Horizon. So a lot to get into on the slate. Sorry, guys, my voice coming down with some sicknesses. Trying to push through it today. If I don't sound
Flu game.
Flu game. It's a flu game. It's my flu game, so bear with me. So here we go. First, though, guys, big announcement for tomorrow. Tomorrow's episode, we're going to do late night. Krabs, you're not going to be there, so that's a little sad. But we do have the spread hopping on with me tomorrow night. So we're going to do a live betting simulcast. Pretty cool. You got it. You got to take advantage of this. It's on YouTube only. Now, here it is. The link. I'm going to tweet the link out right now. All you have to do is click it and then sign up, and then you can watch the whole episode. I'm going to drop bangers all night in there. I mean, we're going to end up with like 20 bets at the end of the night. Do some pregame bets, some live bets as well, but do not miss that. So I'm going to tweet it out. I had it in my drafts right now. Okay, let's tweet it out. Go check it out. Sign up and then come back into the show. But make sure to take advantage of that. Me and We Beat the Spread. He's been on the show a bunch of times. You guys know Ben. We're going to get into it. We're going to give out live bets throughout the night. We're going to talk, some futures, games, whatever you guys want. Make sure you're there. It's quick. It's easy. Sign up. Get involved in that. So there it is. The live betting simulcast, Krabs. Hopefully you can hop in for some of it as a spectator. I know you can't be there tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'll be boots on ground at that TCU basketball game, so we'll have to run it back at some points in the coming weeks. We have plenty of time to do a nice little sweat sesh. Super fun to run that.
Yes, that'll be fun. You going to the game tomorrow night, though, TCU game?
Wednesday. Yep, tomorrow. It's going to be nuts.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. There you go. So hopefully you have a bunch of bets in for that game. But let's get to it, guys. Like I said, we got some mid-majors tipping off their conference tourneys. Look at this, the Sun Belt. Why not? A lot going on here, Krabs. A lot going on. So let's get into it. We're going to get into our Sun Belt tournament picks for today. So it makes March fun. Did I think I'd be breaking down an Arkansas State Coastal Carolina game? No, I didn't. But that's what it brings. That's what this time of year brings. That's what makes it so fun. On the right is the odds to win the tournament. We don't see anything like yesterday. We saw Liberty was like minus 250, I think, to win their conference, something insane.
Yeah.
Marshall, though, plus 200. Raging Cajuns up there at 360. James Madison, they've been a wagon this year, Krabs, if you back them at times, plus 380, and then the rest as follows. What are you thinking on the maybe the odds or the games tonight? Talk some Sun Belt.
For sure. Very impressed with Marshall this year and Kinsey, their point guard, who's probably going to find his way in the NBA at some point. Huge guard who can defend a little bit and score pretty much anywhere. So really like Marshall. Not really surprised they are the betting favorites here. The Raging Cajuns are a decent squad. I'm not a huge fan personally. I don't like that price there. I'd rather get them closer to 500. But a team you mentioned earlier, don't let the Dukes get hot. Small school in Virginia, close to me, a little kind of a rival, I guess, to Virginia Tech, my school, but almost like a little brother at times. But hey, their basketball program is really kicking up. They got a new gym 2 years ago, and it's brought in, it's better their program. They're bringing in better guys, and they are on fire right now. We saw them get off to a hot start in the beginning of the season, cooled off, but this team likes to run. This team can score. If they get a matchup with Marshall, we're going to have to take the over in that game because it's going to be like a freaking NBA game. But I'd say the two teams that I like, I would never recommend or bet, the plus 200 future here. There's no value for Marshall, but I think they probably do find a way to win. They're very well coached, and they have the best backcourt in this conference. But a little more value, you take the Dukes there. And then, the games today, Coastal Carolina, I mean, they've completely fallen off. They were a decent program last year, but they, I don't know if this is home or away. I have to look. I don't know if this is neutral. Actually, it is in Florida, so it is neutral. Coastal's a good team at home. They've got 8 wins out of their 11 at home, but they're going on the road for the conference tournament here, and then that's going to cause trouble. I do like the line move towards them, so I'm not betting Arkansas State, and Arkansas State did already beat these guys once this year, so I'm off that game. But I do probably lean Coastal. I'm just a little bit worried with them going on the road.
Yeah, I mean, I think basically based off the line movement, I'd agree with you. I'd go Coastal. 6 o'clock game on the East Coast, so starts a little bit early. Start your night, even though it's only a half hour, an hour earlier than some games. It's big. You got to start your night off right. I will go Coastal in that spot for sure. As far as the futures are concerned, I'm putting in the James Madison ticket. No doubt about that. They made me money this year. Plus 380, good price. I mean, you get a couple wins, and then obviously those odds will drop, so you can even lock up some profit for yourself if they can win a couple games. So at plus 380, definitely like the Dukes. I think it's a good spot for JMU to make some noise here. It's wide open, Krabs. There's no team, in my opinion, that's way better. Marshall is the best, as we know, but I don't think they're that much better to where we can't take.
And don't sleep on Southern Miss. I know they've been struggling recently a little bit, but they have one of the oldest teams in college basketball. Haas, their big man, who's been playing in college basketball for the last 6 years, I feel like. He's a very good player. Yeah, he's been around the block. They're a decent team too, and I'm surprised, honestly, that they're not ahead of JMU with the odds here. But maybe that's a little telling, with the way they've been, finishing the season. And then the second game tonight's Georgia State and Texas State, Matt, is it stinks. It is what it is. This is what we get, the first day of some of these tournaments. Georgia State, very disappointing team this year. I had high expectations, super athletic, but, I mean, their season's dead. They have not won or covered a game all month, I don't think. And they look, if you watch them play, I've tried to bet on them the last couple, weeks. If you watch them play, they don't want to be there. They're done. They're packing up, getting ready for next year. So I like with the line move there to Texas State, 3.5 to 4.5, 5, some places like we're seeing here. I like Texas State to get it done.
All right. I like it. That's a game I will go nowhere near, Krabs. I will definitely avoid that game. I'll watch it. I'll cheer you on if you make it an official bet on Texas State. But no, I don't want any part of that. The only reason I'm betting that Coastal game at 6 o'clock, it's gonna get the day going. So
get some early action in. Love it.
And I'm a fan. Coastal's football team a couple years ago made me a Coastal fan. I think great colors, right? They got the best uniform. Maybe it's a uniform bet. So why not? Just trust Coastal there in that spot. But nonetheless, a serious bet that I do think has value is James Madison to win the Sun Belt. If you want some action, who doesn't want action on the Sun Belt tournament? So make sure to get that in. All right, let's shift gears, Krabs. Someone has asked for this, and here it is, the Horizon. All right?
Hey.
From the odds.
How many teams are Green Bay on now?
There's lines. I mean, insane. You're a 10 seed, and you're a 21-point dog. What do you think?
Well, that's what happens when you got 3 wins, and I think there's only 10 teams in this conference. So, 10 seed might look a little better than it actually is. Line opened up around 20-ish. Now it's sitting around 21 and a half some places. Gosh, it's moving. Look, Wright State has been getting disrespected on lines all season. I don't know what it is, but they always are a shorter favorite than I expect or a way bigger dog than I expect. Vegas gives them no respect. So seeing them laying 21 in this spot, I think this one gets ugly. I think they destroy Green Bay today, and they probably do cover that number.
Yeah, I mean, if you're laying 21 in the Horizon League, it's probably for a reason, right? I mean, this isn't. Yeah. This is Wright State. This is not, Kansas or Baylor, like a team that's probably going to have a chance to win a national championship. They might win one game in the conference tournament, but they're a 21-point favorite. So interesting for sure. That is a lot of points in that game. How about IUPUI? Any better this year than, the last few years? They've been maybe the worst team in college hoops. They're laying 14.5.
Yeah, so there are 11 teams in this conference, by the way, guys. So as you can see with IUPUI here, they're bringing up the basement. They are a little better than they were last year. They couldn't have been worse. They were the worst team I've ever seen. This school, I'm pretty sure, is going away or something. They're combining with another school, so this basketball program won't even exist next year. I'm not betting this game at all. I mean, IUPUI unders last year were free, so maybe give that a look. But I'm in no rush to bet Robert Morris. They've been extremely inconsistent. At times, they look like the best team in the conference. But then, they lose, their last game of the season. They lost to IUPUI a couple days ago when they were minus 10.5. They lost outright in that game. So maybe you do lay Robert Morris to get a little revenge job done here tonight after they lost outright as a 10.5-point favorite in the last game of the season.
Yeah, this is not a conference that I'm jumping to bet at, Krabs. I'm going to be honest. Listen, when these games are on at 12 p.m., if this game started in 18 minutes, I'm all in, right? But this game is starting if these games are normal time tonight. So I'm not jumping to bet these games because there's no time advantage. Whoever's running the Horizon, again, I said it yesterday to the Sunbelt, be better. Make these games at noon. People are going to probably watch.
Be better.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be. You got to step it up. Advertise your league a little bit. Give yourself a chance. Krabs, there's 5 or 6 really good top 25 games that we're going to get into later in the show. What do you do? I mean, no chance anybody's watching any of these games tonight.
Hey, I've been talking about that too, but apparently these kids have classes to go to. It's BS. They're not going to class anyways. Give me a break. You think these kids are doing class or homework today, the day of the conference tournament starting? Grow up.
Absolutely not. Yeah. I mean, that's crazy to even think. That's crazy to even think that might be a thing. But no, you got to make a difference. I will say I watched the Queens game last night, Krabs, because I had Queens. I think there was 10 fans in the nobody's there. I mean, in your head, you're like, all right, this is prepping me for March Madness. Where are these? Do they even? No, I know they're neutral site games. I guess they're not. I guess no one's traveling for the games. Tough crowd there last night. Literally nobody was there, making noise or anything. Empty stands. Kind of what I expect tonight for the Horizon League. But here's one team that I do like, Detroit Mercy. I think they hold some value. Why not? Why don't we give them, throw some peanuts on them to win the conference?
I like it. Antone Davis, best player in the conference, one of the best players in the country. If you guys haven't watched that kid play, tune in. Check it out tonight. He's an NBA player.
Mm-hmm. And that's basically the whole reason why. That's the only reason I'll bet them. In a short tournament like this, you think, all right, he might be able to take over. He might be able to make some noise. Why not? Why not kind of thing. So at plus 1,800, maybe tonight at -4. Throw something on them. Get some action in on the Horizon. All right.
I will say real quick before we jump, I like Purdue Fort Wayne. I like the Mastodons tonight to cover. Points? And I think they might win that game. Spread's gone from 6 to 4.5. They have an elite point guard from a school I love a couple years ago, Damian Chong-Kui, Mount St. Mary's point guard. It took them to the tournament a couple years ago. Big poofy hair, super small. I don't know if you remember him or not, but he's a beast. He's running the helm here at Purdue Fort Wayne, and this team has beaten the best teams in the conference this year. But unfortunately, they've also, dropped some duds and lost some really bad games too. But they're not even up on the list for futures because they're the 9 seed, so I guess they're way longer odds than these. But that's a team that I could see maybe playing the basketball we all expected them to be doing in the beginning of the season. Maybe they get right and maybe they get hot and maybe win that game. I like that spread move, man. It's going to go to 4 here soon. Yeah,
that's crazy. That is definitely a big time movement there as far as the spread's concerned. So that's something to keep your eye on. I didn't see what it opened up at, but all right, Krabs saying a little Fort Wayne action. Why not late tonight? Horizon League, if you watch it, let us know because I don't know if I'll be participating.
I'll be watching. I'll give you an update tomorrow.
We got Krabs. Krabs will give us the full analysis on it. All right, so the games that you guys are probably more likely to bet and watch tonight, the top 25 games. All right, so here we go. We're going to start this thing in the Big East. We're going to go over these games, Krabs. We're going to try to touch on all of them somewhat quickly, but if you guys have questions, obviously, feel free to comment them. Let us know what you are on tonight. The Big East we go. We were talking about this game before. Marquette, by the way, their highest ranking since the 70s when they were ranked, I believe, number 1.
Wow.
For a long time. Shaka Smart. Tip the cap, right? I mean, he came over. He didn't do his thing in Texas, right? He wasn't able to really, put them where they want it. Comes into a school like Marquette, got them at number 6. But you're not feeling so good about them laying the points tonight, right?
No, and I'll say Shaka Smart, he didn't have those hair plugs down there in Texas.
Yeah,
Maybe he didn't have the confidence he has in Marquette. Seems
that's
like
true.
that's a game changer for him. So
Give him
it's
some
changed
hair.
everything. But hey, Matt, anytime you say it's a team's best ranking since the 70s, my
Yeah.
brain thinks one thing and one thing only, and that's fade. Fade immediately, fade responsibly, responsibly hammer the other side. Here's the
Yeah.
deal. This Butler team stinks, but don't let Butler get hot. They've been playing better ball recently. Nobody's talking about it because they had a loss to Georgetown mixed in there. But Georgetown was playing out of their minds in that game. Super weird. Best game they've played in years. But besides that, I mean, they've won 3 out of their last 5 games. They've beaten DePaul outright. They've beaten Xavier outright. They beat St. John's outright. This team's hitting their stride, and Butler is a way better team at home. They're 10-5 at home. 10 of their 14 wins are on their home floor. We know all the magic, that has happened in the past at Hinkle Fieldhouse for this Butler Bulldogs team and program. Would not be surprised if they pull off another one here tonight. This team always matches up well and plays Marquette close. They've actually covered or won 4 of the last 5 matchups. So Marquette barely sneaked out a win at home earlier on in the season when Butler was playing worse. Now Marquette, huge letdown spot coming into Butler tonight with their highest ranking ever, like you were saying pretty much.
Yep.
This is going to be tough.
It's the perfect fade Marquette spot. I'll say,
Yes.
you get that high ranking, you get it up to number 6. They're a number 2 seed all of a sudden in the tournament, assuming that it would align with that. 2 or 3 though, probably at worst. Great fade spot of Marquette tonight. If you can get the line at 9.5, I don't think that number's really out there anymore. But even 8.5, I feel pretty comfortable taking the Bulldogs. You mentioned it too, Krabs. They've actually played much better at the back end of the season. Are they going to be a tournament team? Absolutely not. But they're playing better than where they were. They've also dealt with a lot of injuries this year. They've gotten a little bit healthy at the end of the year. Thad Matta is their head coach. Great coach for a long time at Ohio State. So you know all the game plan. I'll be ready to go. And lastly, Krabs, it's senior night at Butler. Who doesn't love that? Boys are going to be fired up. Last game for a lot of people. Place will probably be rocking. I mean, if I went to Butler and I was like, all right, what game can I watch? I'd probably pick Marquette right now if I was a student. So give me Butler. I think they keep this close. I'll say it too. Throw some on the money line. I won't be shocked to see them pull off an upset tonight.
A name to remember in this game, senior Ali. Yep, that's his name. One of the best names in college basketball. He's a senior. He's been playing his best basketball of the season the last 3 games. Maybe he shows off in front of the home crowd on senior night. Who knows?
Yep. Why not? I mean, it's his last home game, right? Unless he has more. It's hard to tell nowadays, Krebs. The seniors, they get to stick around for like 10 years. So you got to make sure they're true seniors. Obviously, COVID eligibility and, all the other stuff. I think Butler has a chance to win this game tonight. Definitely take them with the points. All right, we're going to go out this one, big-time game, Indiana and Iowa, Krebs. This is going to be a fun one tonight. Iowa coming off of what is known as the best cover of all time.
Yep.
When they, if you didn't see that game, YouTube it. Wild game. Come back. Yep. Now, Indiana, they are the ladder buster. They were the team to knock out the ladder, guys. No love for Indiana tonight at 5.5. They're at home. They're rolling their Krabs. They're playing some good basketball right now. This is the team that preseason was the favorite to win the Big Ten. Just to add insult to the ladder, by the way, when Purdue lost that game to Indiana, that won them the Big Ten. They still won the Big Ten that night because of some scenario. So that's not fun. But big game tonight, 5.5 is the line right now on FanDuel. What's your thoughts on this game tonight?
Yeah, my thoughts are I wish I could fade both teams. Maybe I just take the under. Both teams are coming off of, the wins of the season. Like you said, Iowa with the legacy cover and Indiana winning on the road at Purdue. That one's going to sting for a while. Still have not gotten over that one. I know you haven't either. Yep, nope. That one hurts. We know Indiana is an absolute wagon at home. Always have been, always will be. They are 14-1 at home this season. That is bonkers. Maybe, them only being a 5-point favorite here at home in the spot could be because Iowa has played really well against Indiana in previous years. They even beat them in a crazy game in January, 91-89. So beat them at home. Now it turns around. Indiana probably does get this one done, but that line is frozen. Indiana's getting hammered. I wouldn't be betting it. I think, you bet Iowa with the points or nothing. Me personally, I'm not banking on Iowa to win, twice against Indiana, but who knows? That's probably the right side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the play here, Krabs, people are gonna not love it. It might be the under 156.
Yeah, it probably is. Yep.
It's a big number. It's a big number to reach, right? But my favorite play here is going to be the first half under. I think if most books off the first half unders. I mean, if they don't give you both. 75 it was. Well, it's down to 74. All right, so 74. So it did drop a little bit. A lot of points early. I will say this. Look at Iowa's numbers the last 2 games. Shooting on the road, it's been atrocious. The game against Northwestern, I forget who their other game was against when they went on the road, and they made I think they were 3 for 20 both games from 3, something crazy.
Wisconsin.
Was it Wisconsin? Okay. Iowa shot the ball way better at home. I mean, just any stat will back that up. They've struggled shooting the ball away, as of late on the road. And Indiana is a very good defensive team. This is something about them that a lot of people might not pick up because they have a really good offense, but they only allow about 67 per game. If they can play at their pace, what Wisconsin did to Iowa was they made them play at Wisconsin's pace. Iowa can play like that. If they want to muck it up, slow it down a little bit, make it a tough game. That's what Indiana's going to do tonight. Indiana's been a great home team. They've been, almost impossible to get at home. From a spread standpoint, I would back the Hoosiers. I'm done taking Iowa on the road. That just hasn't really worked. I like the under here. Unless Iowa shoots the lights out, which they are capable of doing, good shooting team. But I'm going to keep up with the recent trends and fade them here. From a shooting standpoint, I like the first half under.
Yeah, and to add on real quick, that first game, like I said, had 180 points. The total was 153. Second time around, total is only at 155.5, only a couple points higher. It actually opened up a little bit higher than that. But like you said, it's moving down, which is a great sign. So that total was set a little bit lower a second time around than I expected after the over soared by 30 points in the first time. So give me that under. I like it. Yep.
Let's go to Virginia, Krabs. Clemson, Virginia. We were talking about this one a little bit before. What's your thoughts on this one?
I like Clemson to keep it close, but I've seen a lot of people on them. I'm not betting them. I lean that way. UVA, if you've actually watched them play, their last 4 games, barely beat Louisville, Notre Dame, lost to BC, lost to UNC. UNC played good that game, but man, it's been a tough stretch for the Cavaliers. They've lost their offense. That's the team that made this team. That's the thing that made this team, elite and put them in the top 10 was this is not your average Tony Bennett UVA squad. These guys can score a little bit. But that's completely gone away. I mean, they put up 48 points against BC the other night, Matt. That is bonkers. But with that being said, I still like taking the points here. Clemson's playing a lot better recently. They're coming off of probably their best game of the season when they put up a 96-piece and beat NC State on the road. So I lean Clemson, but not betting it at all. I think UVA wins this game in a low-scoring one, but it's probably going to be within the number and close the entire time.
Yeah, I'm going to be all in on UVA tonight, Krabs. I do think this is a good bounce-back spot. Look at the numbers. When was the last time Virginia lost 3 in a row? I don't actually know the numbers. I'm just saying.
It's probably been a while.
It's been a while. It's because I know it's been very rare for them to lose back-to-back, especially at home. They've been an outstanding home team. And you mentioned that loss to Boston College. I mean, that's just a horrific loss to have on your resume. It's going to actually hurt them a little bit, with it from a seeding standpoint come March, which, obviously could play a big factor. They're not going to lose this game tonight. Not at home. I do think they cover the number here at 6 or 6.5, wherever you're getting it. They're just too good, I think, not to bounce back. And then they had that loss on the road against UNC. That's that loss you understand. I think they were a 5-point dog in that game. So the Boston College loss, though, and that was at home. That's going to be a tough one for them to get over. They're due for a bounce back tonight. I think they match up pretty well. So I'm going to back Virginia tonight. A lot of people saying Virginia's overrated, Krabs. I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that statement. I just think that this is a good spot for them tonight. I think come March Madness, I don't know if I see Virginia making it past, I wouldn't be shocked if they lose in the round of 32. I wouldn't be if, they –
Yeah, I mean, they're going to forget how to score in one of these games, and they're going to be playing against a team they can't keep up with, plain and simple.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough for them. I think it's going to be tough for them come March because if you go into a scoring drought in a March Madness game, Krabs, you're dead. Everyone knows that. Yep. All right, Texas A&M Ole Miss. Let's go out here for a little SEC battle. Why not? A&M 5.5-point favorites. They did not move in the rankings despite losing to Miss State because they had a big win earlier in the week, so they hold their number next to their name. Ole Miss Krabs fired their coach recently. Hearing a lot of Rick Pitino talk to Ole Miss about that. Maybe take that program over. That'd be a fun duo. Lane Kiffin and Rick Pitino. How about that? That'd be a fun team.
Tell me you don't care about character without telling me you don't care about character at Ole Miss. There, bringing in these coaches.
Can't make it up. That would be entertaining. I'm hearing a lot of Rick Pitino to Ole Miss. That's all I'm saying. But for tonight, 5.5 point spread. It's somewhat of a short spread, right? For as bad as Ole Miss has been this year. What do you think?
Yeah, you know what's up. You got the eyes. You got the sharp eyes, Matt. I'm all over Ole Miss today. I love it. They're coming off of maybe their best game of the season. Honestly, since they fired Kermit Davis, bless his heart, old man should not have had that job this whole season. Honestly, he just doesn't have it anymore. It's good that he's gone, honestly. And since he's left, they've covered the last 2 games. They almost beat Auburn, and then they clapped LSU by almost 15 points there. So I like what I've seen out of Ole Miss. I really like what I've seen out of their junior guard, Matthew Morrell, who's been balling. But we know this Ole Miss team wins with defense, slow pace of play, and with their big men, too. They got some physical guys down there as well who've been playing a little bit better. So against the Texas A&M team that, best player is Tyrese Radford, and they don't really have a big guy. Buzz Williams doesn't really believe in it. This is a good matchup for Ole Miss, and I think they cover this number. We've talked about it before. Home teams getting less than 10 points against a ranked team. A lot of times when you notice the line looks a little short, it's usually for a reason, and that home team will usually get that cover in, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a very short line. Think about it, 5.5 Krabs, 2-possession games. So, I mean, it's not the books are expecting this one, obviously, stay tight. Stay tight through a lot. I can't do it. I can't bet on Ole Miss because they let me down. But if I was, if somebody made me bet on this, I would do Ole Miss. I'm staying away from it. I'm not in the business of betting on them at this point. But it is a weird line, no doubt about that. It's probably one that I would just stay the hell away from. All right, 3 games left, guys. We will try to get to your comments. Let us know what you're on tonight. Let us know if you're tailing us with these, fading us with these. Don't fade. That's gonna be a tough result. But if you want to, Krabs, right? We always let them do what they want. Texas Tech taking on Kansas. Texas Tech, by the way, I have to point out, going into Saturday, all of a sudden I was looking at the bubble projections. I saw Texas Tech back. They're
back. They were back in there.
Yeah, that's how good the Big 12.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, I mean,
they were the worst team ever. They lost. They were 0-8 in conference, first time ever. A historically good program. What the heck happened?
That was absurd.
Nuts.
But that shows how good the Big 12 is. You win a few games in the Big 12, you can get in. So Texas Tech, by the way, is not out. They're not like out. They're probably out. They're probably out because they lost to TCU, right? Buzzer beater kind of loss. Not technically a buzzer beater, but
look,
hard fault loss.
They go in tonight to Kansas. They pull off a win or keep it close, and then they beat Oklahoma State to finish off the season at home. Maybe they win, 3 games-ish in the conference tournament, and you're going to be hearing people want to put them in. This is Texas Tech.
It is. That's what I'm saying. They have the history, right? They have that at least as of late. A lot of respect for this program. But what do you think tonight?
I love Texas Tech. The points, we saw this line come down from 10. It's 8.5. Some places 9.5 right now. Give me the Red Raiders. Fardaz Amik is back. He's been playing great. This is a completely different ball club. When he's in there, he missed the whole first half of the season, hence why they kind of stunk. And, Pop Isaacs has been hurt as well. It's pretty much just been Kevin O'Banner, and he can't win games on his own against teams like Kansas, right? He can only do so much. But now that this team's playing well, they're getting a number within 10, which I love, right? Kansas minus 9.5 against Texas Tech at home. That should be free, right? It's Kansas. No, not the deal. Okay, we're taking the points. We're taking the seasoned veteran coach over there at Texas Tech, and we're backing the boys on the road to cover that and keep it within 10 points.
Someone just mentioned, too, how does Kansas get up for this game? That is a good point. Like, the motivation factor should be in the favor of Tech because, look, if you're Tech, you win this game tonight, I think they can, make a case to be back on the bubble. And then once the Big 12 tournament happens, say they string together 2 or 3 wins, they're probably going to put themselves in position to be hard to keep out. So from a motivational standpoint, definitely bigger game for Tech. A lot of points, Krabs. It's a lot of points tonight. So I'm probably going to back the Red Raiders in this game. I'm not laying those points. Kansas also, just want to note this, they've played a lot of games tight this year. Like even when they look at their last game against West Virginia, it's the factor of they're a much better team, but Big 12 is a tough conference, man. I mean, these games stay tight traditionally. Kansas played a lot of tight games this year, so I'm gonna back the Red Raiders with you. I think it's a good spot for them. Big time game tonight, though. They need to come out, and if they can just keep it close, make it entertaining, we're good. I don't think they win the game, but I do think they keep it tight. All right, this is the game I'm looking forward to most tonight. San Diego State, Boise State. Krabs, you got this as one of your best bets. So we're not even gonna ask you a word for this game because it's like when guys have to pick a game they're announcing the night, so they don't get to say a pick. That's what we're gonna do here. So San Diego State, we're Boise. All right. So I want the people to tell me what they're on in this game because I don't know if they're gonna like what I'm on, but I'm on Boise here all the way. I do think this is a good spot for the Broncos. They're at home tonight. Listen, they are the last team in the tournament right now. There is no team that they are the dead last team that is in, according to the latest projection. They win this game tonight, Krabs, they're in. You win this game, you punch your ticket to March, in my opinion. You lose this game, you're on the outside. They're not dead, but they're going to need some help, okay? This is like I can control my own destiny spot. Boise State wins this game tonight, Krabs, and they win it by double digits. I think they roll San Diego State in this spot tonight. They only have one loss at home. They've been a great home team. Now, some people are going to say, San Diego State one loss on the road. I get that too, but this is a conference that is very top-heavy, and then there's a significant fall-off in the Mountain West. So road games in this division or conference, are nothing like a Big 12 or Big 10. It's not like a power conference kind of thing. Boise State, nasty at home. Someone just said it. They win this game tonight by double digits. We're not getting Krabs pick until the final segment.
No, you guys aren't getting it.
You're not getting it. You got to wait.
You're not getting it.
He's going to tell you. He's going to tell you what he's on. Arkansas, Tennessee. We're going to go out Tennessee for this one. Krabs, I was looking today at the current tournament projections. Arkansas is an 8 seed. I'm just saying, if you win as a 1, which they're going to, I don't think any one's losing to a 16, you don't want Arkansas in the second round. I'm telling you. This team, they're a scary team. 6.5. I'd back the dog tonight. What do you think?
Love Arkansas on the roads. I don't like betting all these freaking road teams, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Similar spot here to how I feel about Texas Tech. Look, Tennessee, I know they got right in that last game against South Carolina, but Matt, you and me probably could have gone out there and got some buckets against G.G. Jackson and that sorry-ass defense, right? That team is dead. That team went out there like they want to lose. G.G. Jackson's trying to quit the team. But Arkansas, their last 3 games, don't let them get hot. The must bus is here. They've covered their last 3 games. They almost beat Bama. They crushed Georgia, and they crushed Florida in their last 3 games. Nick Smith back and healthy, right? He's starting to hit his stride. This Arkansas team is dangerous. Preseason, everyone had them in their top 10, top 15. Took them a while to get going. Now they're here. Watch out for Arkansas, and watch out for Nick Smith Jr. tonight. He might win this game on the road.
That's the thing you mentioned. That's the X factor right now, getting Nick Smith back in the lineup. This was a team, like you said, Krabs, coming into the year, they were seen as one of the, I don't want to say a heavy favorite, but they were seen as a team that had a very good chance to win a national
100%.
championship. Yeah, they were. Arkansas won a chip coming into the year. No one would have been surprised. It was their best recruiting class in the school's history. Musselman's obviously done an outstanding job there. Thing with Tennessee, and I like Tennessee. We all know this. Tennessee's been great. They were 4-0 in the ladder. I mean, Tennessee's done a lot for us this year. Offensively, they can just go on some unbelievable droughts. Like Arkansas has guys that I think can make – you kind of mentioned individual plays. Nick Smith, they have some other guys that can, even when they're in a rut, just kind of create on their own. Tennessee doesn't really have that this year. You have Ziegler. They have some other shot makers, but I think outside of Ziegler, I don't know if they have a pure shot creator where they can fall into some lulls offensively. 6.5 for Tennessee is a big number in this spot. So I like Arkansas. I don't like betting road teams, Krabs, but I'm gonna back 2 tonight. I think in Texas Tech and Arkansas, and I'm not typically a road better, but for this case, I am. So there's our top 25 breakdown, guys. A lot of games, a lot to get into. Someone said Arkansas can win a region. Krabs, I think they could. I think they could make a run. We're going to obviously get more into them in March, but like I said, if you're a 1 seed and you see, we have Arkansas on deck, That's awful.
Yeah, not ideal.
Not ideal at all. So that's gonna be tough. All right, guys. Best bet segment time is coming up. We also have a $500 giveaway that we're gonna get to. It's the last day of February, Krabs. This month flew. Very quick month. Very quick month. So we have a last day of that giveaway. So make sure you enter that. We will get to that. But let's get in to the best time of the show, the best bets. What do you got?
Yeah, let's talk about the Boise State Broncos. Why not us? Like you talked about, Boise at home, absolutely elite. I know Shaver was hurt in the beginning of the season, and he's been up and down, but he's not losing this game at home. This team is 13-1 at home this season. San Diego State has been on fire recently, but the line tells all in a lot of games, but especially this one, right? Boise being a favorite at home when they've been, kind of struggling. They haven't covered pretty much all month. They're coming off a bad outright loss to San Jose State. In a game they were -4.5. They couldn't even pull that one out against a team in the middle of the conference. So it's not like Boise's been red hot recently. San Diego State has been. Why the heck is Boise laying 2, 1.5, 2.5, whatever the heck you're getting? Make sure you guys are line shopping. This line is all over the place, guys. You can get 1.5 some places. You can get 2.5 some places, all at different odds. So pick what you want, right? But I'm picking the Broncos here at -2, at -110 to get it done at home tonight. DeGenhart is a stud. He's going to show it. Max Rice, the coach's son, he shoots the lights out at home. He's going to do it again tonight. San Diego State, elite defense, but the Broncos shooting at home, going to be tough to keep up with. And I love the spots after San Diego State already beat them by 20 this season. Now Boise gets to, enact some revenge here going into the end of the year in a must-win spot. They win this game. They're in March Madness. They're going to be up for this one.
They gotta be, and I believe it's senior night there too, Krabs. I love these senior night spots. They're my favorite. Oh yeah, so I'm all in too. All in on. Do not take San Diego State tonight. Just don't do it. You don't want to be that guy who took San Diego State. Definitely Boise spot. Real quick before I get to my pick, Krabs, I did some thinking last night. I did a Aaron Rodgers darkness retreat about the ladder. So I locked myself in my bedroom. That took 5 minutes. Turned the lights off. I came out with this. All right, we're gonna start the ladder back up on Saturday. All right, so it's official. That's where we're going. Some people wanted me to wait for March Madness. I was looking at the slate last night, Krabs. I was like, you know what? I got to get back in. So we're going to do Saturday. We're going to do Saturday because it's a loaded slate. That's where the ladder's going to start. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a fun one. We're going to do conference tourneys. And if I decided, why don't we win it in March? That would be fun. Winning a ladder in March Madness. That might be a better time. So that's what we're going to do, so the people don't have to worry anymore. That is what that's what we're going to do. So it's back. Had a lot of people asking about it. We're getting some hearts now. People are getting happy.
Yeah, they were waiting for it. They needed it like air. So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, a lot of people out there. I'm trying to provide to you guys. All right, so here's the senior night teams. Krabs that lost. A lot of people saying Oklahoma State lost senior night. Clemson senior night got destroyed. Wait, I think Clemson destroyed NC State on senior night, I believe.
Yeah, they did. Yep.
So what we're saying here is there a senior night curse? That's what all of a sudden the chat's worrying about. You think senior night?
Here's how I think about it. I think it's senior nights are due. How about them apples? Yeah.
Wonder what chat has. We'll see what they say. I mean, that was a great way to hit them back. We're getting a lot of senior hate. We're not getting anything extra for it being senior night. We're just pointing out the fact that it's that senior night. So, all right. Well, while people ponder about senior night, I will give my bet for tonight.
People hate senior night, man. Good to know for the future. They hate it.
Never senior night. All right, we're gonna start this thing in Virginia. We're gonna go with. It's gonna be a little two-legger here. We're gonna go Virginia to beat Clemson. Virginia's not losing. I saw a lot of Clemson love. They're not losing 3 in a row. I don't care. I know Clemson's been hot as of late, but they're due for a little bit of road regression. They're not going to win like they did against NC State. They beat NC State by like 30. This is Virginia. I understand people think they're overrated. I get that. They might be a little bit overrated from a ranking standpoint. Still a great team. Still a great home team. They're not losing tonight. I don't know if it's Virginia's senior night. Someone find out for me if it's Virginia's senior night because they.
It probably is. I'll look real quick.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see if it is. But I don't care if it's senior night, junior night, freshman night. I don't care. They're winning this game by.
They also don't call their students by freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. They call them first year, second year, third year, fourth year because it's offensive to call students freshmen. So that's the kind of school you're betting on tonight, just letting you know.
I was not aware of that, but they're going to win this game tonight. And then we're going to go, am I pronouncing this right, Krabs? Kennesaw State?
Yep.
Now? Boom. All right, Kennesaw State. See, I don't even know the team's name. That's just why I'm betting on them.
It doesn't even matter. You don't need another name. You just need to bet on them.
That's what I'm saying. You just need to bet on them. Find the team. You don't even have to say it correctly. Just bet on them. Listen, I'm fading Queens tonight. I know we backed Queens last night. They won. This game's also at Kennesaw State. I don't know how that is, like if the tournament's just there or what's going on.
So they do the two teams whoever wins will play the next team. They play that game at that next team's home arena to get ready. So less travel.
Let's travel. Okay, there it is. All right, cool. Let's go. Let's travel for the team. They're playing this game in their home building tonight. They're not going to lose this one. Like I said, I did like Queens. Queens actually beat them a few days ago, which was kind of crazy. So little bounce back spot, little revenge spot. But I think this is the second best team in the conference. Do not see them losing this game tonight. Again, it's at home. So pretty easy two-legger tonight. I don't think we're going to have to sweat this one much. If I was doing a ladder, which I was so tempted to, just make like Virginia -2 and then take Kennesaw money line. And then you can start a ladder with this bet if you want. Someone just asked. My official ladder, though, like I said, we're starting that thing back on Saturday. We're taking a little week, just a week, just to prep some crazy games. And then
you don't want to rush into it. You want to let the games come to you. That's how you win. That's how you perform your best, Matt. I know how it goes.
Yes, exactly. You get it. You've been there before. This is center stage, so we don't want to mess these up. All right. That's going to be all for the show with the picks, but there is one segment left, Krabs, and it's the favorite of a lot of people because it's $500. $500. So here we go. All right, it's the last day of February. So hold on, I'm going to tweet it out. Last day to enter. There we go. All right. So if you guys are watching this, which people are, take a minute. Take just 1 minute out of your life, not even. Go to our YouTube at oddschecker US, subscribe to the channel, right? Step one, and then comment on any video. You can pick this one. You can pick one from 2 months ago, 5 months ago. It doesn't matter. Probably just do this one today because it's right there. It's simple and easy. And then you were entered in $500 last day of February. Someone's going to get the money. Someone's coming away rich. But tonight's the last night. So that's why I want you guys to get it now. Because if you wait, if you don't do it today, then it could be a life-changing $500, Krabs. Put it on a parlay, do whatever you want with it. So
that's a nice little bankroll chunk there heading into March.
That's what I'm saying. It's the greatest month of the year. Why don't you want some extra money? So that's what I'm saying. Get into it. Get in, have some fun. Make sure to enter that as well. All right, guys. Well, that's gonna be it. Krabs, someone asked if you're ever doing a ladder. You doing one or no? Would you ever enter a ladder?
I'm not a big ladder guy. I'm just trying to get out winners as itself. I leave that to the professionals like Matt.
Real quick, just before we exit, we had like 4 questions at the end about Wake and Syracuse. Random game, very random game. Do you have any thoughts on it there, Krabs? I don't think I do.
Are you talking about Georgia Tech and Syracuse?
It might be. Maybe someone said thoughts on Wake and Syracuse, so maybe they're asking like about both
two different games.
Different games.
I would not be fading Syracuse at the end of the season as we head towards March. We know they get superpowers, and that line's moved from 8 to 9.5, and Georgia Tech's dead. So I would say you go with Syracuse there, and then the Wake Forest game, laying 8 points to BC. That line's gone from 9.5 to 8. This Boston College team, we know they can beat anybody. We know they can lose to anybody. I just try to stay away, to be honest with you. I'm not fading them. And with that line move, maybe the Eagles pull one out tonight.
All right. I like it. There it is. There's the breakdown from Krabs. I do not have any thoughts on that game, though. I apologize. But we do have thoughts on these 2 games. So lock these in one more time. Boise State -2, Virginia Kennesaw State moneyline parlay at -113. Krabs, we got reverse swept yesterday. That means one thing only, that we're going to sweep tonight. So don't miss the sweep. Get these in. Get these in while you can. That's going to be all for today's show. Same time tomorrow. Tomorrow, simulcast. Not same time tomorrow. Krabs won't even be here. Krabs going to be at the TCU game. Don't miss it. Again, I'll tweet it out again. Takes 2 seconds to sign up for the YouTube link. We're going to be doing picks all night, live picks, pregame bets, futures. Hang out with us from 7 o'clock till 10 o'clock p.m. Going to be a good time. Want everybody to be there. Make sure to check that out tomorrow. All right, until then, see you guys. Let's have a great night. Let's sweep.
Go Broncos.